Hi there, my name is Teri Smith. I'm the owner of Adorable Deco Decor, where we make and sell wreaths and other types of home decor. And I also work toward inspiring others to make their own designs through my wreath making group. And tonight I'm down here in the workshop, and we're going to be working on a Deco mesh fall wreath tonight. And I've already got a lot of the things kind of cut out and ready to go, so hopefully it won't I won't keep you too long. Actually, I've had this sign for some time. This is a sign from Jane's Front Door Decor. It's a metal sign, and actually the design has been worked around this sign. I always tell people to plan your design starting with one item, whether that be a sign, a character, ribbon. Sometimes I even just find a flower that I like and I build out my designs from that. But if you start with one focal point, then you can build your design, get everything that matches, and you should be good to go. So, okay. Hey Lori, how are you? Hey Gail and Gina. Thank you guys all for being here. But if you haven't checked out Jane's Front Door Decor, she has a huge amount of selection in her shop. They're all metal signs, I believe, and she has some round, some square, or some rectangle. I think she even started having some 10-inch round signs I saw. But I'll have to check those out. I haven't gotten one of those yet. But anyway, so we're going to be working with some buffalo checks, some pumpkins, and that kind of thing. So, and like I said, it's going to be deco mesh. Usually on Sundays I do florals, but I was in the mood for deco mesh tonight, okay? All right, and I'm going to be starting with a 15 to 24 inch elevated work wreath. The elevated part means that the inner ring is taller or higher than the outer ring. This should have 18 wreath ties on it, and I've already gone ahead and put my wreath hanger on. And I always advise doing that. If you're going to use a sign or a character or something like that, I always advise putting your wreath hanger on first, so that then you're not jockeying around later to try to get your wreath hanger in the right place so that your sign hangs right, okay? All right, and the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take this. This is an old deco mesh I have. You know, back in the day, about the only kind of mesh we used was 21 inch, and I got this probably 4 or 5 years ago, and it was it's really nice mesh, and it still is available. I've seen it at a wholesaler recently, but anyway, it's 21 inch. It has a jute background, and then it has the orange and the green stripe, and we're going to be making 10-inch poofs around that work form, okay? All right, I'm going to drop you guys down, so if it bothers you to move, you might close your eyes a minute. I'm going to drop you down for this part, okay? And there we go, okay? All right, so how is everybody today? Hey, Renee, there's Luann. Thank you guys for being here. All right, so all mesh will fray. That's the first thing I'm going to say. All mesh will fray. So the key is to limit the exposure of any rough or raw edges. So I'm going to turn these ends underneath, okay? So the rough edges are toward the inside, and then I'm going to turn it again, okay? So the only part exposed is going to be this, and this really limits the fraying. That's been my experience. I really don't have any problems with my wreath fraying. I'm going to stick that in this first tie here. Okay, and we're just going to work our way around here. Again, I'm making 10-inch poofs. We'll do this first, and then we'll be adding our ribbon. So did everybody have a good weekend? Hi Paulette. Hey Carolyn. I had planned on just kind of hanging out and maybe getting to play some golf this weekend, but it rained almost all weekend up here. We're in Indiana, and about the time you thought the sun was going to come out, you looked out the next time and it'd be clouding up and raining. I'm about done with rain, so I ended up working a lot, but I did get a lot done, so I'll be able to start out here fresh tomorrow. Oh, Marianne says she just purchased this mesh. Yeah, it's a good fall mesh. I like to use the jute color. I haven't shown you it yet, but the rest of the colors we're going to be using are somewhat bright, and that jute really helps to kind of mellow things out. But I really like it. I actually bought quite a bit. Like I said, that was 4 or 5 years ago I bought this, and I think this is actually my last roll of it. I've been working with it for a long time. Actually, you know what it was? I take that back. I did buy some back a couple of years ago. I was planning on having a wreath making class, an in-person class, and then the class got canceled because of COVID. So I guess that wasn't a couple of years ago, that was last year. But I had bought a bunch of the supplies, and lo and behold, now I had all that to use up. But I tell you, in hindsight, I'm glad that some of that stuff was left over, because I tell you, it's still kind of hard to get any supplies these days. I looked up on some of my wholesale orders, and some of them aren't going to get here until like the end of August, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's like time to put away the fall by then. But it can't be helped. Hey Alice, hey Bonnie, how are ya? So has anybody started Christmas yet? I see some people working on it. That I know Damon had his Christmas class this weekend, but I'm just hardly ready for fall. Anybody else working on Christmas out there? In fact, today I am still selling patriotic. Today I sold a patriotic bow. So I'm kind of reluctant to put everything away just yet for summer. But I guess patriotic, you can pretty much use that all year long. So, but it just did kind of surprise me. All right, we're almost done getting our poofs in here. And as I'm going around, I'm tucking this. You know, I said to keep these rough edges underneath, and as I'm going around, I'm kind of tucking those under. And it really does help with the fraying. And, you know, another thing you can do to limit your fraying is buy good quality mesh. You know, a nice tightly woven mesh usually works better than you know, some of the other, you know, the oh, what do they call those? The chain stores mesh. Oh, what a shame. We got just a little bit more of this mesh left on the roll, but not enough to do much with. So, all right, this is the last one. Let me cut this off. Yeah, I don't really have enough to do anything else with it, so I'm just we'll toss that away. And I'm going to tuck that end underneath. And, you know, some people don't fluff these out. I do go ahead and fluff them out, these poofs I'm talking about. And when I'm doing that, I'm also checking again to make sure that those rough edges are tucked underneath. Yeah, Nancy, our buyers don't know that we're working on Christmas, do they? You know, actually these poofs they should be 10 inches. I might have accidentally made a 5 inches, but I don't know which poof that would have been. Oh, this one? It's okay. I might have made that 5 inches. I wasn't paying attention, I guess, but in the long run, you're not going to tell any difference. I promise you. In fact, a lot of times I don't even measure. But that's a sharp eye, Cindy, to catch that. Hey, Charlotte. Now you're paying more attention than I am. All right. Yeah, and see, really, you're going to have to hunt to see which one of those was 5 inches if I did that. So, all right, so we got that done. Now, I did already go ahead and cut my mesh. And I've got an orange mesh. I've got a jute mesh. And I've got a kind of a moss green mesh. This is 10-inch mesh. And I cut them to 20-inch strips. And I did throw that jute mesh in there. You know, there's no you know, beige or anything like that in this sign. It is a little bit on the muted side, I guess. But as I said, that jute will kind of calm down all the orange that we're going to have going on in the wreath. So I thought it was important to throw that in. Okay, so we're going to go around and we're going to put one of these ruffles in each one of these ties. I'm going to try and keep this off my shirt. Again, I'm going to make sure that my rough edges are folded in toward the inside. Okay, like that. And then I just kind of smash it. All right, and I am one of the people, I open up my ties and place my mesh and my ribbon in. Every time I put something in, I open up my ties. You do not have to. I was raised that way, so that's the way I always do it. If you don't open up your ties, if you just set everything on top, you probably need to take an inch or so off of your measurements, maybe even 2 inches. So, Mary Ann's wanting to know how long the ruffles are, and these are 20-inch strips, and the mesh is 10 inches wide. But sometimes I measure it, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just kind of eyeball it. But usually the ruffles I use are anywhere from 17 to 20 plus inches, I would guess. Now, when I go to making the evergreen wreaths with the ruffles on them, I don't measure that. I usually just eyeball that. Now, don't ask me why. I do one way and one the other. I just, you know, habits are hard to break. Oh, Wendy, are you going to be at Wreath Makers Live? Oh, good deal. Good deal. I know. Can you believe that's only a couple of weeks away? I am so excited. I can't wait to meet all you guys because, I mean, I can see little icons next to everybody's names, but I really can't see what you look like. So, if you see me at Wreath Makers Live, please let me know who you are because some people I might recognize if I've known you for a long time, but a lot of people I won't because I can't see. Oh, Wendy's, okay, good deal. Yeah, Nancy's going to be there. Yeah, Nancy, we go way back, don't we, Nancy? But we never met, and I feel like I know you. And that was the way, when I went to Wreath Makers Live, so many people we feel like we know. Well, you guys are a lot of times the only people I talk to. And, we feel like we know each other, but yet we haven't met in person. And you just pick up hit the road running that way. But, yeah, I'm so excited. I can't wait. Well, and even like whenever I go to market, my friend Sue, I don't know if you're out there, Sue, but, oh, okay, Wendy's excited too. Yeah, I understood what you meant there, Wendy. But Sue and I have only seen each other in person, I think twice, 2 separate occasions. but we talk all the time on the on the phone and here online, and she's one of my best friends. It's, Wreath people, we get each other. But yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait. I'm kind of anxious to see though what as far as mask and that kind of thing, what's going to be going on, because the reason I said that, the time before last when I went to market, we went to the Anatole. We were waiting to go out to dinner, and they were very strict as far as mask, and there were 6 of us, and only 2 of us could sit together, and then each pair had to sit 6 feet apart, and I mean, they were really strict on it. So I don't know how it's going to be. Has anybody heard? Hey Maria, hey Donna. All right, now got all the mesh on the outside, or all the ruffles on the outside. Now I'm going to go into the inside here, and you can see 2 of them are doubled up here. I got 2 oranges together. That's okay. When all is said and done, you're not going to be able to notice that. Sometimes it does make a difference. If I got a big concentration of one color or something, I might put the sign over that or something like that. But in the scheme of things, you won't be able to tell. Wendy says she's heard 2 different things about the mask. Yeah, I kind of get a feeling we're going to, but I don't know. We'll see. I tell you what, I don't know, all the women out there can relate to this, but I know this time when I went to market, we didn't have to wear masks if we were vaccinated. I guess some of the showrooms still wanted you to wear them, but I didn't go into any of those. But I kind of got used to not having to wear so much makeup, You only had to dress up the top part of your face. And I don't have one of those faces that can go without makeup. Just ask my husband. Oh, thank you, Connie. Thank you. Yeah, they're just so fall, aren't they? And as I said, that this jute just kind of mellows things out. I've had this sign forever. And in fact, I think I used it on one of our bow Tuesdays. I think I used it to make a bow, and then I didn't even go ahead and make the wreath. It's just been sitting there on my desk. Hey Cindy, how are you? I'm glad you guys could all join in. I didn't know. I feel like it's been forever since I've been here on a Sunday night. But I'm glad everybody could be here. I really appreciate it. All right, let me find that last thing here. We got just a couple more and we'll be done with this part. Kind of got that one in there kind of wonky. I'm just gonna pull it back here a little bit. There we go. I mean, they don't have to be perfect, but you don't want one big chunk hanging out of there like that one was. All right. One more. Okay. All right, I'm going to raise you guys back up, and then I'll show you what we have. Take you on a ride there. Hey Sharon, how are ya? There you go. And you know, you could sell that just like it is. I promise you somebody would buy that. But it's just just a nice fall wreath. I think it's pretty. Okay. Actually, I'm going to drop this down a little bit. Need to not stretch so much. Okay. It reminds you of the weekend that my granddaughter joined us. It does, doesn't it? It does. Yeah. I think we made patriotic that weekend, if I remember right. She was so proud of that. And you guys were so kind to her. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put my ribbon in. I can still do it. We can do it this way. That's all right. I told you it's past my bedtime. my brain starts going into shutdown mode this time of night. All right, so as I said, we started with our wreath sign, and I worked out my colors from there. Of course, you know, we've got the buffalo check, so I did want to put a little bit of buffalo check in it. I don't want it screaming buffalo check, but just a touch of it. So I have a 1.5 inch that we're going to be working with, and I'm pairing that with an orange, just a 2.5 inch orange. And all of my strips are cut to 13 inches. Okay. All right. And then, as I said, I'm kind of limited on my fall ribbon right now, so I just had to work with what I had. But I do have this really pretty pumpkin ribbon. I don't know if you can appreciate that. It has some sparkles on it there. It has the orange and the gold and the greens in it, and it's kind of on a natural canvas background. This is one of my favorite fall ribbons. I buy some every single year. But, of course, I needed some pumpkins in the ribbon. And then I've got another orange here. We're going to pair with that. And then I have this orange and moss green plaid. And then I'm going to add a moss green with that. Okay, so that's our ribbon choices. And as I said, I just had to go with what I had. So, but I do have boxes coming in, guys. If anybody needs ribbon, I had 1 out of 3 boxes come today. The next ones are supposed to be here tomorrow, so I'm excited. So hopefully we'll be able to start playing with some more ribbon, some new ribbon. All right, I'm just going to take these, and I'm going to lay the 1.5 inch ribbon on top. I'm going to fold them in half. Okay, and then I'm going to pinch it. And then I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to start on the outside first. Like I said, I prefer to put my ribbon in here while it's laying down, but I forgot. I got sidetracked and I forgot, so we're going to do it up here. I am going to zoom in for you though. Oh, Nancy ordered some of that ribbon. Oh, link for the ribbons. I don't have those listed yet, but it's at boxmybow.com. I don't have it in there. Let me put it here real quick. I do have some ribbon in there, but I haven't got the newest ones in. It might be a little bit limited choice right now. Oh shoot, this autocorrect here. I know there's a way to turn off autocorrect. I'm not tech savvy enough to do it. Okay. Oh, thank you, Teri. Teri posted that on there too. Thank you, Teri. I appreciate it. All right, let's go to the next ribbons. And I want to kind of pay attention. I don't want, I want to make sure that my ribbons are going to be more, or my pumpkins are going to be more or less right side up. I already have got my wreath hanger in use, so I know this is the top of the wreath, okay? All right, so again, I'm laying it up here. I'm going to fold that in half, pinch it, and then we'll just work right around. And I typically, again, I undo my wreath ties and put the ribbon in. If you do not, you need to shorten your ribbon strips. I'd probably use like a 12-inch strip instead of 13. But I've always done it that way, and that's the way I'll continue to do it. Okay? All right, let's swing that around there. And I always put my, well, I say always, I most times will put my 1.5-inch ribbon on top of the 2.5-inch ribbon. Not always, but most times. Sometimes I'll have a ribbon that I really want to be more prominent, and that might be the 2.5-inch ribbon, and I just want the solid ribbon in for an accent, or the 1.5-inch ribbon for an accent. That might be a time when I would put it on the bottom. But most time I don't. All right, we fold that. And I like to put my outside ribbons where they're kind of all of the ribbon is facing to the outside. Kind of make it into a V. Now, I forgot to tell you guys too, when I get back from Wreath Makers Live, which I said is in a couple of weeks, that first week, I think probably the first weekend in August. Hang on, I got to see where my tie is here, or my hanger. I think that first week in August, I'm going to be having it's going to be like a basic wreath course, kind of like what we did last time, only technology is going to be better this time. But it's going to be like a basic wreath course, starting from, talking about the types of mesh, types of wreath forms, how to choose your items for a design, different ribbons, all that kind of thing, tools that you might need to get started. And the class then will end up with us hopefully going on a shopping trip where we'll pick out elements for a wreath, and then ultimately making a fall wreath. So it'll be probably 3 days, I imagine. I haven't got all the details lined out, but it'll be pretty much patterned upon the same way we did the last one, if you were in that. If you're in my wreath group, my private wreath group, it'll be free for you guys. If anybody out there is wanting to join the wreath group, it is open for enrollment right now. Just let me know and I can send you a link. But like I said, for the course, I don't have all the details lined out just yet. But once I get back from Wreath Makers Live, we'll be ready to hit the road running for fall designs. If I wasn't going to Wreath Makers Live, we'd do it earlier, but I don't want to get started on something like that and then get interrupted, But we had a lot of fun in it last time. Facebook was having a lot of hiccups that weekend. At first I thought it was me, but then I found out it wasn't me. It was actually Facebook having changing all kinds of things, and so we had some technology problems, but we got through it. Okay, I got to find my wreath hanger again to see where the right side and the bottom is. This is the bottom, so I'm looking at my pumpkins to see how they're positioned. Yeah, I think everybody was in the course last time. They really enjoyed getting to make a finished wreath at the end of the course. Like I said, we went to Hobby Lobby and we picked out supplies, and I explained how to choose your supplies, and we ended up being able to make a beautiful wreath. Wreath making, if you know the basics to wreath making, it should be fun. It shouldn't be hard. Now, someday, I say that, but some days I do have my head kind of scratching my head. Don't have something, though, a design that'll work together, but it should be fun. Oh, thank you. Who said that? Oh, Sharon, thank you so much. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate you guys saying that. That's sweet of you to say. Yeah, we have several group members in here tonight, and we do have fun. I'm excited for our tutorial coming out tomorrow. I hope you guys like it, but I don't want to give any secrets. All right, I'm going to hang this back right side up so I can start on the inside with my pumpkin ribbon and make sure, again, that my pumpkins are hanging right. Yeah, how many groups is everybody in here? I don't even know how many wreath making groups I'm in. But I know several of us are in multiple wreath making groups. And you don't want to quit any of them because you're afraid you'll miss out. That's where all our friends are. But you guys that are out there, count up and see, let me know how many wreath groups you're in. I'm surely not the only one. Okay, so I see one with 2, one with 3. Sharon's in too many. I am too, Sharon. I am too. But you know, I feel like everybody does things differently. And every time I watch somebody else make something, I learn something, you know, and you just pick up little things here and there. Plus, like I said, you guys are sometimes the only people I talk to all day. Oh, thank you, Nancy. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. Oh, Cindy, you're just in my group. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. All right, and see what I was talking about. I didn't want the buffalo check to be, you know, just right in your face. I just wanted a touch of it. Just a little touch. But yeah, as far as the groups, I mean, all of us have our different specialties, I think. And again, we all do stuff a little bit different. I'm looking for the wreath hanger again. Okay, so that's, the top is over here. Oh, you know what? Let's do that. This is a lot easier whenever it's laying flat, I tell you. Putting the ribbon in. I can't design the rest of the wreath whenever it's flat, but putting the mesh on and putting the ribbon in is much easier when it's flat, laying flat on the table. Okay, let's see. We're almost ready to start with the fun stuff, guys. Oh, Teri says she is in several just for free. Yeah, I am too. I am too. I have to be careful though because I can get lost in there for hours. So I did go through a spell back, oh, probably about a year ago, and I did get out of a bunch of them because I was just wasting too much time. It's like you get into this vortex and you can't get out. So, all right, so buffalo check. Oh, hey, Sally, how are you? Yeah, I was just saying, it's been a while since I've been here on a Sunday night with my travels, and I might have been under the weather one day. I can't remember. I don't know. But yeah. It's been a while since I've done a Sunday night live. Plus, in the summertime, you know, we all got stuff to do. All right, I need to find my wreath hanger again. Okay, it's up there. I'm going to go ahead and put it where it belongs. All right, 2 more. Okay. And some of these are looking a little bit long, and whoops, I don't want that this way. They're looking a little bit long, and the reason I say that is they're not hanging well. And one of the last things I do, I go through and I kind of trim up some of these ribbons. So don't think that they're necessarily going to stay that way. Okay, now like I said, I've got this sign, and I'd already made a bow also. I forgot to show you guys that. I already made the bow up. Let me zoom out here a little bit. And then I've got at least 1 pumpkin. Not sure how much room we're going to have. I hadn't really thought this pattern out here. Guess I could do something like that. That's going to be a big wreath. If I put the bow over here, which I plan, I've got 2 more pumpkins too that I was thinking about using. I think I'm going to put that sign right there. And I already had attached my pipe cleaners. I just used a metal hole punch and attached the pipe cleaners with using the hole punch. And you know, I don't like to have my signs just hanging flat. I like to have them tipped just a little bit to give them just a little bit of movement, a little bit of dimension to the wreath. Right, and then I have one up here also. I may not have even had to use, well, yeah, I would have. I started to say I would have maybe not had to put this 3rd hole up here, or 3rd pipe cleaner up here, but I think I do, just to make sure that doesn't tip too much forward. Actually, it worked out pretty easily. Each one of those were someplace where there was a kind of a hole in the mesh, so that was easy. All right, let me get all my ribbons situated. Okay. All right, I like that. Now let's decide. Okay, I've got my bow. Can you guys see okay? All right, I've got my bow. I've got my pumpkin. Yeah, I brought like 3 pumpkins, but I don't think I'm going to be able to stick all 3 of them in there. I don't know if you guys can hear that. The dog over there digging and groaning. He's wanting me to come and play with him. Casey. Red. Wants attention. That's a pretty big pumpkin. I think that'll work. Let me look in the camera here. I'll go play. Oh, he is, I don't know if anybody out there has a German Shepherd, but he is really needy. They're great dogs, very loyal, and very smart. He is incredibly smart, but he also is very needy. I think I'm going to have to kind of bring this. I wish it was just a little smaller. Let me go back behind my magic wall here and see if I have one that's just a little bit smaller than this. We can work with it, but I'd rather it be just a little bit smaller. Hang on just a second. Now the only ones I have are shiny, glitzy ones, and I don't think that's going to work. We're going to make this work. All right. Let me look here. I've got to put some holes in it. I'm just taking my awl and putting some holes in it where I want to put a skewer. Hope I've got that over far enough. Okay. All right, and I'm going to go ahead, since we're working with a mesh, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the skewer in here first. And I'm actually going to use 6-inch wooden floral picks. Okay? And we'll put that in there first since we've got the mesh. Sometimes that can be a little bit tricky to get the skewer in exactly where you want because that glue hits that mesh and then it just kind of bogs it down. Oh, Cindy has a white German Shepherd, very needy. Yes, yeah. I bet they're a good dog though. We had when I was younger, we had a white German Shepherd, and but she was an outside dog, so I really wasn't around her as much. She was a good dog though. Okay, I hope I got those in the right spot. Okay, and it just so happens I have 2 ties right here, and I'm just going to wrap those ties right around those skewers, and then we'll glue it in. Once that glue hits those ties, it just kind of melts right around that. I may have to put another floral pick in it too, but we'll start out with these 2. Once you get it kind of placed, then it's easier to work with. Hey Robin, how are you? Hey Susan. Okay, let me look one more time here before I glue it. Yeah, that'll be all right. Okay. that bow's big enough. It's gonna need something that size anyway, isn't it? All right, I'm just gonna put some glue right there on that tie. And hold it for a minute. Need to get another stick of glue too. All right, now we'll do the one on the bottom. I'm going to go behind here to do this one. Yeah, once that glue hits those wreath ties, it just really holds it really well. I do think I'm probably going to put another one. Not sure where just yet, though. Well, that's in there pretty good, though. Okay. All right, we're going to keep going with it. All right, now I've got my bow, as I said, and I do not always use the same ribbons that I do in the wreath. I didn't use this one because I ran out of it, but I did have this ribbon that has the pumpkins on it that has that same plaid pattern on the outline here, and it's a 4-inch, and it kind of pairs well with this 4-inch buffalo check that I used. There's a little bit more buffalo check in the bow than what I put on the wreath. Like I said, I just didn't want it to scream at you. So you can get too much buffalo check, I think. All right. Now let's put this right. Actually, I'm going to have to stand right in front of you here a second. Put that right there. I'm just taking that pipe cleaner right through the mesh, and that'll help hold that bow in place. And then we're going to tie it to the wreath frame. Not just the mesh, but the frame. Now if I can get it. Oh, I was trying to make it to go through the ribbon. I don't want that. Okay. Okay, let me turn it toward me a little bit here. Get the bow situated. I want to be sure that my pumpkin's going in the right direction here. The pumpkin on my bow is what I'm talking about. And then our buffalo check needs to go opposite of that. And then I want the other buffalo check going diagonal. We got one going this way. I want the other one going this way. Okay. All right. I am going to have to put something else up here. I'm going to get another, I think I'm going to get another skewer and run it right straight up, because this is wanting to sag already, and I don't want that. So for this, I'm just going to use a skewer, just a wooden skewer. Oops, and I didn't mean to stick it in the glue. I don't want to stick it in the glue before I put it in the mesh. Let me get another one. If I stick it in the glue before I stick it in the mesh, it's just going to be like putting the brakes on it. Let me find a place here. Okay. Okay, now get a little bit of glue. I've got that just barely in there. I'm going to glue it, and then I'm going to push it up in there a little bit further. Okay. Now that should hold it good. And I can always put another one in later if it's still kind of sagging, but let me clip this off. And get that where that's all hidden. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to turn it toward me so I can see what we have. I think I want to go ahead and deal with the bow. Get our tails trimmed down. And most of these I'm going to go ahead and dovetail. Most, if not all. And I just make them progressively shorter from the front to the, or from the back to the front. Okay. Do the same thing on the other side. Still feel awkward sitting over here on this side, you guys. Can you tell I'm struggling a little bit? I've been so used to being on that side when I'm doing a live. I think that you guys should be able to see better with me over here, though. Not getting in front of you as much. I hope so. Okay. All right, now let's see what else we're going to put in here. Like I said, I grabbed some other pumpkins, but suppose I could put another one up here. I've got this other. We definitely don't have room for this one, but maybe another one this size. It might work. I'm going to look in the camera here. I kind of like that. Oh, thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Janetta. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. I don't know. I feel like that one kind of blends in. I could probably use another colored pumpkin. I don't know. You guys think that blends in? I can't really tell. Guess I could put it something like that. Maybe get this green ribbon away from it. I think I'm gonna go for it. Let me get the price tag off of it and such. Do I have a white one? What do I have? I have this one. I have a white one. I didn't bring it to the table because I thought it was too white. I almost feel like I like that one better. What do you guys think? Yeah, Pauletta said it blends in there. Yeah, I kind of feel that same way. Let me see what else I got. I'm going to go to my stash again. Sorry. Yeah, Nancy, you were talking about that magic wall. I always get tickled when I hear that. Here's my white one. I don't know, I kind of like that. I got a white one, or I have another orange. I think I like the white one. What do you guys think? The second one? Which one you guys like? That one or that? I kind of like the white one. I thought it was too white, but I think it looks good. Anybody have any opinion? Oh, Valerie says the first one. You mean the green one? This one? A teal color? No, that is green. It's green. Like, oh, I don't even know what color green that is, but it's green. Definitely green. Not white. The first green one. White is too white. I kind of like this one myself. I like this, but orange or green? Oh my goodness, you thought this green pumpkin was beige? Or this one? This one? I like this one. I'm going to go with this one, you guys. It's a little bit different, I think. All right. Let me get a skewer. It's small, so I can use a skewer on that one for sure. Let me get it. Make sure I've got it placed right. I want it kind of diagonal from the other pumpkin. All right, I'm doing the same thing I did with the other. I'm going to, I just barely put it in there, and then I'm going to squirt some glue. And then we're going to shove that right up in there. Now make sure if you're using these skewers, remember you can get that through your hand too. Be careful when you're doing that. All right, and one's going to be fine for that one. I'm liking it. I like it. All right, I also brought these little, I don't think we want those. And I got some sunflowers too. I might throw those in there. I don't know, that pumpkin's still not convinced he wants to stay where I want him to. I think I'll have to bring in another one from the other side here. Another skewer. And get the glue off of this one. This one's a heavy skewer that I want to use. It's just not wanting to stay where I want it to. Now it will. It's in there tight. All right, give it a little bit more glue. Ouch. I just stuck my finger in that glue I just put in there with the hot glue gun. Don't do that. Okay. All right. Oh, thank you. Thank you, April. Thank you so much. Trying to get the glue off my finger. That was hot glue. Now, if I had been using my glue pot, that wouldn't burn quite so bad. I mean, it burns, but that one might blister. Okay. All right, to finish this up, I think I'm going to wait. I may or may not add some sunflowers in there just to get a little bit more fall. I like that. Look here and see what else, see how many others I've got here. Maybe put one up here. Well, I can find where to put it. I don't know, I might do that. I'm looking. I don't like it underneath the pumpkin. I do like those two at the side, though. Oh, thank you, Ruth. Thank you so much. I don't know. I think I'm just going to place those there. I'm not going to glue them in just yet. And I'll come down tomorrow with a fresh eye and decide if I want to do those. I don't want to put one up here, because we already have a good perimeter here of our wreath. And I don't think I want one down here either. I kind of like just having the two. I mean, we usually do use 3 of most things, but you don't have to. I kind of like that. Okay. All right. I think I'm going to go ahead and stop there. Like I said, we'll do some finishing touches on it, put some greenery on it, and that kind of thing. When I come down with a fresh eye tomorrow, I'm getting kind of tired. So, Valerie's wanting to know where I got the orange pumpkin. I think I got that at Walmart. Yeah, it's Walmart. They have really good pumpkins. I haven't been there lately. I need to go and see because I'm kind of low. I've got a bunch of fancy pumpkins, but I don't have any just regular pumpkins. But how about below and to the right of the bow? Talking about for a sunflower? Maybe. We'd have to bring this one down here. I don't know. I said I'll revisit that tomorrow. Oh, I see where you're talking about. When I look in the camera, I can see where you're talking about right there. That's a good possibility. So, oh, thank you, Lorraine. Thank you, Lori. Thank you so much. Yeah, I see what you're talking about, Pauletta. So, thank you, Pat. Thank you so much, you guys. I really appreciate it. So, all right. Well, thank you guys so much for being here tonight. I truly appreciate it. Like I said, I've got my rest of my order for my ribbons should be here tomorrow, I hope. And then we'll have some new ribbons to play with on Tuesday for whenever we do our bows. And this week we said we'll be working with the Pro Bow. And I think that's it. Oh, good night. Good night, you guys. All right. Hey, Megan, I didn't see you out there. All right, you guys have a great rest of your evening. Stay safe, and I don't know if I'll be live tomorrow or not, but for sure Tuesday for our bows, we'll be doing that. I just thought of something. I got a dentist appointment Tuesday morning. It might be a little bit later in the day, but because I think my appointment's at 10, so we should be good. All right. Thank you so much, and you have a great night. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.